It's 2021 and we're in Moab, and it's Memorial Day weekend. We look forward to this every year. And the masks are gone, just like that. No masks. Well, who am I kidding? Kingdom Krawl, we never wore masks because we were in the hills with our friends, bringing it to you live. No, it's not live, it's recorded. Anyways, it's the third season. I have no idea what's gonna happen, but you know it's gonna be fun, exciting, and let's go. Let's do it.
Season 3, and we're starting off in Moab. This is our second year in Moab during May for Memorial Day weekend. Last year we were here because of the corona closures during EJS. This year we're here because it's warmer, there's less people, and there's less traffic on the trails.
Hello there. Good morning. How are you? If I was any better, I'd be you, Gabe. You ready for today?
Oh yeah.
What are we doing?
I think we're getting married on top of the ventilator. No, not happening. Alright, we're not. So we're doing top of the world first, then over.
I wish this had some chili or something. We're gonna find that at. Oh.
No, that's service.
Top of the World is a pretty easy trail, but it does take an hour just to get to the trailhead. But enjoy the drive there. For the most part, you're driving along the Colorado River through some gorgeous scenery.
Hello from top of the world. Well, halfway up top of the world.
The dusty part.
The very dusty part.
Like I said, the trail is pretty easy, but it's bumpy. Airing down is a great idea at this point.
Fitting a Ultimate 9 throttle controller out on the trail to top of the world. For my best buddy over here, my little brother Jake.
My baby boy.
After about 65 miles of highway, you hit dirt. From there, it's another 5 miles to the trailhead of Top of the World, and another 6 miles of trail that ends at a big-ass cliff. With the valley below, the LaSalle Mountains in the distance, and the 360-degree views, it's easy to see why this is a must-wheel trail while you're in Moab. This is the tranquility you look for. This is the fresh air you live for. These are the epic views you cry for. And these are the friends you will do anything for. It's why we set out on these adventures. We bring people we love with us to share the moments, either friends or family.
First time up here to top of the world, and got to experience with my dad right here, which is super cool. He's never been to Moab before, and also in a new build. So overall, pretty incredible day.
Yeah, we're up here at the top of the world. Top of top. It's actually my first time on this trail. Been out to Moab a ton of times, just always been out at rock crawling, and this is pretty outstanding. Little more of a trail than I thought it was, so pretty happy about that. And had a little lunch out here, got a couple of views, some great pictures, and this is it's pretty epic. 360-degree views. If you come to Moab, you definitely got to come out to top of the world. It's pretty outstanding.
Guys with the V8 swap always want to race another guy with the V8 swap. So when Chris got behind Ryan, it was kind of on. Later that evening, we met up for a quick run on Hell's Revenge. Located in the Sand Flats recreational area, this trail has several large ledges that can't be bypassed. Much of the pucker factor comes from numerous narrow, steep sections along the trail's many fins. Optional obstacles include Hell's Gate, Mickey's Hot Tub, the escalator, and the tip-over challenge. This is Jake's maiden voyage with his new Jeep. This is Jake's sector shaft leaving the chat.
Pop the lines over not lose as much.
It doesn't matter if you pull it out or not. You still can't steer it.
Yeah.
Diesel.
What happened?
Well, so brand new Jeep, first time out. And JK's kind of have a weak sector shaft. They really do, especially when you have the big tires on there. But good news is we got a new one coming, and we already finished the whole bin of my mom's cookies. So we actually have a drain bucket. So Mama Krantz, great cookies, and we got a drain bucket. But super feel bad for Jake here.
You should feel bad for us.
Jake, want to say a few words?
We didn't
Fucking bro.
That's a few
Yeah, I got all my.
Lucky for us, Rory Irish was towing out a side-by-side at the same time Jake broke, and told us he had an extra steering box at his shop.
So much is a repetitive kind of nature to how we started our previous two seasons. Season 3, we were just trying to get out and do a quick sunset run. See, the sun's still up, so the run's not ruined. However, we broke a sector shaft on this Jeep here, which is just very, very repetitive. If you guys remember in Season 1, we had power steering issues that left us stranded on a trail all night. Season 2, we had a power steering box rip off the frame, which left us stranded all night. And then this sector shaft on this Jeep, but luckily here in Moab, it's easy to get parts and get things fixed. Best thing is too, there's, I don't know, 15, 20 rigs out on the trail right now, and every single person stuck around and helped out, so we had plenty of tools, plenty of experience, and plenty of guys willing to jump in and help. So we got this knocked back out. Sun's still up for probably another hour or so, so I think we're gonna go do a little bit of sunset run, a little bit of night wheeling, and go from there. So we'll catch you guys soon.
One of the biggest attractions of Hell's Revenge is Hell's Gate. A steep incline with somewhat of a V-notch you straddle the entire climb up. It offers a decent challenge to most drivers in the daylight, but these guys are experienced wheelers, and a nighttime challenge is nothing for them. This is Josh Ross. Josh was the only one in our group with the balls big enough to try Devil's Hot Tub. These are situations where many rigs have flopped. As Josh got his tires warm, the winds picked up and Elon's Starlink shot over our heads. It was now go time for Josh.